What's up? What's good? What's going on? How you doing? How you been? Hope you're doing well. So, I just booked a load. This will be my third load with Landstar, and I'm going to try to keep this video shorter than normal because that last video was like 1.4 gigs, and it took like 8 or 9 hours to upload because my internet connection was terrible in Evanston, Wyoming. I'm in Twin Falls, Idaho, at the Flying J right now. I've got another Landstar parked right next to me. Like we're having a party over here or something. They intentionally parked next to me. It's like a big empty lot, and I parked in one of the closest spots to the building. So maybe they were just trying to get the second closest spot to the building. But another Landstar parked right next to me. It's pretty cool. We're up here representing. It's looking like a Landstar terminal. So um, let's go through the loads I've had with Landstar so far. My very first load was from Laredo, Texas to Beresford, South Dakota. I cannot remember the exact rate per mile that thing paid. It paid, you know what? Let me pause this and get that information. All right, I'm looking at it right now. I'm not going to show it to you because it's got tons of personal information in it. All right, $3,880.80 plus $410.26 for fuel surcharge. So the total was $4,291.06. 15,000 pounds of machine parts. And do they have the mileage on here? I am not seeing the mileage or the rate per mile or anything like that on the RateCon. Beresford, South Dakota. How far was that trip? Laredo, Texas to Beresford, South Dakota is 1,222 miles. So 12. So that was what? How much did that thing pay? Roughly $4,300. So 4,300. So that load paid right at $3.50 a mile, somewhere in that ballpark. I think it was actually like $3.54 a mile. That's the total amount that it pays. I only get 65% of that, approximately. So I made somewhere in the area of $2.30 a mile on that load. My second load that I hauled was from Oklahoma City. Now, after the Beresford load, I deadheaded 600 miles to Oklahoma City and took a couple weeks off. My next load was from Oklahoma City to Jerome, Idaho, basically Twin Falls, Idaho. Jerome is like 5 miles away from Twin Falls. I'm in Twin Falls right now at the Flying J, if I didn't mention that. So I just delivered that load a couple hours ago. That load, let me go find it. Let me find my RateCon on that one. Jerome. That load was 1,400 miles, and it paid $3.95 a mile. And the total amount that load paid was a little over $5,100. What I made on that load was like $3,470, $3,470 to go 1,400 miles. I made like $269 a mile on that load, and I just now got my rate confirmation. What is this? She sent me 2 files. So there's a freight bill. And this is the load confirmation. What the fuck? Okay, she sent me a document that's a load confirmation that says that I have to sign it and fax it back. Like, sorry, I was reading through that and I was like, what is this bullshit? I'm not gonna fax you something. Like, who the fuck faxes? Um. All right, where's the numbers at? So the total amount this load pays is $5,922.72, and it is roughly 1,400 miles. She said that it's going to weigh less than 30,000 pounds. $438.72 of that is fuel surcharge. That's being charged at 32 cents a mile. So the total amount of money I'm going to make on this load, let me bust out the calculator here. So it's 54.84 times 0.65. I need to turn on the light. Plus 438.72, the fuel surcharge. Almost exactly $4,000 I'm going to make on this load. $4,003.32. Let me pause this while I read through this document she sent me. All right. I don't think I need to sign and fax that shit back. Because the way her email is set up, it's to send shit out to non-Landstar people and Landstar people. So I think that load confirmation thing that you have to sign and send back and whatever is for non-Landstar agents. Like, I don't have to do as much paperwork as since I'm I'm basically a direct customer. This is another Landstar contractor working. It's 2 Landstar contractors working together. I don't think I have to jump through as many hoops as other people. All right, so I just sent a reply to her acknowledging that I received the email. And we'll wait to see what she says about when I can get there. I have the address of the place right now. To Did I go over the information on this load? I did. I went over it with you. I told you how much I was making. Yeah, I'm making $4,000 on it. So let's pull the calculator back up. It was like $4,003. 13. So I'm making $2.92 a mile, but I have a whole bunch of time off on this load, which I don't mind. I don't mind the time off. Like, if I can make $4,000 in a week and only work 2 days, that's like pretty good. That's pretty good to me. That's pretty damn good. So I'm basically just going to go take the weekend off. I'm going to have a 3-day weekend. Basically a 4-day weekend. I'm going to go take a 4-day weekend and get paid for it. That's what's going to happen. And then Monday, I'm going to drive this over to Chicago. So let's look at where I'm picking up at. 125 North 400. I wish I could just copy out of this damn thing. North 400 West. All right. Let's switch you over to the browser view. And this is where I'm picking the load up at. Where the hell is the dock? I don't see a dock anywhere. This place right here, this is a completely different business. They definitely do not have any kind of truck parking here. Let's look at Street View right here and see if these are docks. See if these things right here are docks. They are. But they're not like real docks. Let's get over here. Let's get over here. So they're going to have me back into this bullshit right here. They have these garage doors that they can open up, and they're going to want me to back the trailer up into this shit. So they're probably going to have me since it's going to be sitting there over the weekend, they're not going to be able to leave the garage doors open all weekend or overnight when nobody's there. So I'm probably going to be backing the trailer all the way inside the building, drop it to where they can close the door behind it. So this is going to be a major pain in the ass street back. How the hell do I get out of Street View? So, yeah. Okay, it looks like there's plenty of places that I can turn around. So what I'll probably do is I don't know exactly where I'm going to approach this place from. This is the 215 down here. I might be coming at it from the south. If I'm coming at it from the south, then great. I can just sight it, but if I'm coming at it from the north, then I'll probably drive around this west 100 north right here to turn around and then come up here and shit, what really sucks about this is that even backed in, my tractor might still be out in the roadway if the door's not open. Yeah, this place is sketch as fuck. I'm not too thrilled about where I'm delivering or where I'm picking this shit up. So I need to know, like, when they open up. What is the name of this business? Let me pause this while I look at the email. All right. It is the business is Comfort Equipment Supply. So I checked their hours. They're open from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. So there might be somebody there as early as like 6:30 to like get things started up. So what I might do is get there real early in the morning and be there by about 6:30 before all the employees start showing up. Go ahead and back in off the street and get set up and then go in there and talk to somebody and hopefully get somebody to open up the damn door for me. Measure distance. So from the side of the building to the edge of the street is supposedly 91.6 feet. My truck is a little over 70 feet long, probably 72 feet long, tractor trailer length. So I should have 20 feet of space between the front of my truck and the road. So I should be able to back into this spot and sit there and wait for somebody to open up the door for me. This is bugging me that it's taking so long for her to respond back on stuff. The place I'm delivering it to is this distribution center right here, Allied Air. So this is a distribution center. This is going to be easy. It's right off of the 55. Looks like I'll exit right here onto... shit, is there not an exit right there? That's kind of fucked up. Second here, let's go see. All right. Let's see what in the hell exit they're having me take. Shit. It's a really busy exit. So it's not going to be that bad. Just exit off, take a right, and then take a left, and then you're basically in the industrial park. Drive around until you get to the entrance to this place. So it doesn't look like it's gated, and it doesn't look like there's a security guard. It's a looks like a colo facility. There's several businesses operating out of here. Probably a whole bunch of places leasing space in the building. What is with this guy right here? He's got this. He's making this turn more difficult than it has to be. He's probably going over that curb. At the position he's in right here, he's going over that damn curb. He should have set up and swung wider and went like further out this way. You see he's turning out of here. And or he's backing in off the street, which doesn't make any sense. Like that makes even less sense than him doing that ridiculous turn out of there like that. And he's going to end up going up over that curb. But you can almost see it from the street view right here where people go over that damn curb all the time. It looks like the grass is worn out right there from people driving over the curb, and that's about the track that his tires are about to take. Looks like they have street parking in this neighborhood. But I might be able to get to this place in the middle of the night since it's not gated, and I can just like pull up to one of their docks and wait for them to open. That's most likely what I'll do. So yeah, the delivery place looks pretty damn good. So what I'll do is I will leave here. Let me see. Twin Falls, Idaho to This is annoying. Let's do it this way. Directions from Flying J, Twin Falls. Oh, am I technically in Jerome, Idaho still? Alright, so it is 3 hours and 7 minutes, 212 miles. That's not the right address. Let's get rid of that nonsense. Still the same time and distance, but wrong address. We got the right address now. So yeah, I'm going to be approaching it from the south, which is good. And then I'll have to back in off the street. And then I'll figure out where I'm going to go from there. I asked her if I should, if the customer was going to call me whenever the load was ready or what, and she said, or if I should just show up Monday at 2, and she said, just show up Monday at 2. If it's ready early, I will call you. I was like, all right. But I doubt there's going to be a truck stop. Well, shit. My doubt is wrong. There's a Flying J right there. So that is probably where I'm going to be hanging out over the weekend, is right here at the Flying J. Yeah. Shit, yeah. Pony Express Resort. Um. Here's a Maverick. I guess they're building it. There's a Maverick convenience store here, but the satellite view shows some kind of truck parking lot. Maverick might be a new convenience store or truck stop chain, because here in Jerome, Idaho, there's a Maverick that I went over to. That was the first truck stop I went to, and it was still under construction. They didn't have the truck parking in it yet, so I had to come over here to this place. They had a CAT scale, and the convenience store was up, and the fuel island was up. The only place that they didn't really have built yet was the truck parking lot. There was a construction worker walking across there, and I rolled down my window and I said, "You guys not have the truck parking in yet?" And he said, "No, we're not open yet." I was like, "All right, I guess I have to find someplace else to go." But yeah, I think I'll be hanging out there at the Flying J. So I'll leave here about 3 a.m. so that I arrive there at about 6 a.m. They open up at 7 a.m. So I want to get there real early. I'm not going to be worried about my 14-hour clock. I might actually leave at like 2 or 2:30 a.m. so that I can get there at like 5, or I might get there a couple hours before they open, so that I have plenty of space to street back in there. And I'll just street back in and set right there. Now, the people who work there are probably not going to like me, because they're not going to be able to drive up and down this road while I'm parked there. But there are entrances on either side of me, so they can just drive out onto the street if they need to get around me over to the other side. There are ways that they can go around me. Why in the hell has Elaine not called me back yet? I'm going to pause this and email her. Alright, I'm getting tired of waiting on the agent. I've asked the agent for information. I've emailed the agent, and the agent's not responding, so I'm going to call the customer directly. Hello, my name is Daniel. I'm with Landstar. I'm supposed to be coming by and dropping off a trailer for you guys to load up a whole bunch of RMAs or something into. Are you familiar with that? Okay, so the broker told me that you guys would like the trailer there before 9 a.m. tomorrow, and I was just checking your business hours, and it looks like you open up at 7 a.m. And I was looking at the map of your building. Where you're going to want me to put the trailer, is it in one of those 2 garage doors? Okay. It looks like I'm going to have to back in off the street. Would it be all right if I showed up at like 5 a.m. before there was any traffic in the area, and went ahead and backed up to that door and just sat there and waited for you guys to show up at 7 a.m.? Uh-huh. That sounds perfect. Yeah, I'll get there. Go ahead. No, no, I am just dropping it. Um, yeah, so I'm just going to show up there at 5. The reason I was asking about if you guys had overnight parking was I was thinking about driving there tonight and sitting there until and waiting for you guys to open up. But instead of doing that, what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to show up there at about 5 a.m., somewhere between 5 and 6. And I'm going to go ahead and back up to that north door, and I'll just sit there and wait for you to get there. And then whenever you get there, you'll tell me what you want me to do with the trailer. I'll drop it off, and then I'm going to go down to the truck stop and wait for you guys to get done with it. Awesome. And my name's Daniel. What was your name? Jacoby. Okay. All right. Well, I'll see you tomorrow morning. All right. Thank you, sir. Bye. All right. So we're set. We're good to go. He said that that would be perfect. Um, he was worried. This is the problem with having an intermediary. He thought that what I wanted to do was just like drop the trailer in the parking lot and then leave. And he didn't know how in the hell he was going to get the trailer where he wanted it. So, like, once we were able to talk directly, we were both like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." He told me that he would be there somewhere around 6:30 a.m. and he told me the exact garage door that he wants it in, so I can back up to that specific garage door and just be ready to back it into that garage whenever he gets there in the morning. So I'll line up to that garage and I'll just sit there and wait for him to get there. And I measured it out here, and there's roughly 91 feet between the side of the building and the street. So that should give me almost 20 feet of extra room in front of the truck. So should be perfect. So I'll meet up with Jacoby in in the morning around 6:30. Drop this thing off, and then go over to the Flying J and hang out until they're done with the trailer. Um, so we're good to go. We got a plan. So that means that I'm going to be waking up. How long of the drive was it? Which tab was that on? Um, is that this one? No. No. This one right here. So it is 212 miles, 3 hours and 7 minutes. Google estimates based on speed limit, and I generally, in one of these trucks, drive below the speed limit, sometimes a lot below the speed limit, because in some of these areas, the speed limit's like 75, 80 miles an hour, and I don't generally go over 71 miles per hour. And in Idaho, Idaho has like a 70 mile per hour truck speed limit and an 80 mile per hour car speed limit. So Google is probably overestimating how quickly I can get there. Let's check something out real quick. So 212 uh, divided by 65. I'll probably do a 65 mile per hour average. That would take 3.25 hours. So roughly 3 hours and 15 minutes, 3 hours and 20 minutes. So we'll say 3 hours and 20 minutes. Let's go with 3.5 hours, actually. 3.5 hours. So if I want to get there by approximately 5:30 a.m., then I need to leave by 2 a.m. It's almost 4 p.m. right now. Actually, that's Central Time. It's actually only 2:40 p.m. right now, not 3:40 p.m. So I need to be leaving here by 2 p.m. So I'll probably, or 2 a.m. So I'll probably wake up at about 1:30 a.m. Excuse me. So I'll probably wake up at about 1:30 a.m. And let me pause this. All right, sorry about that. I was just sending another email. The broker still hasn't responded to any of my emails and hasn't called me or anything. So I was just sending the broker an email letting the broker know that I just talked with the customer and we worked everything out. That way the broker doesn't try calling the customer back again. We don't want to harass the customer with questions. we got everything worked out now. We're good. So what were we looking at? We were looking at, what is this? What area is this? This is Georgia. This is the Atlanta area. Let's go back. Let me pause this and we'll look at. I'm not sure if I've shown the Atlanta area in this video. There's just tons of loads over 350 a mile. There's some really nice short loads from Lithia Springs, Georgia to Spring Hill, Florida. Loads paying like $4,000 to go 300 to 800 miles. They're paying anywhere from like $645 a mile to $1,201 a mile. They're going to various places in Florida. Spring Hill, Florida, Middleburg, Florida, Boynton, Florida, Orlando, Florida. Whole bunch of these loads. And these are not Landstar like direct loads. These should be spot market loads. All these loads are just spot markets. So like if you just want to get out there and run down to Florida, the only thing that sucks about these loads is they have a lot of time on them. It looks like in general they all have roughly 4 to 5 days on them. Somewhere in the ballpark of 4 to 5 days on them. That's the reason they're paying such high rates. Because this is something that you can do in a single drive shift, but you're having to set on the load for 4 or 5 days for whatever reason. Let's look at the details on one of them and see if they explain like why you have to set on the load for so long. Oh, this is why 4 stops in Florida, total miles 560. You can't see that in the comments. They're over to the left where the screen's cut off. So they didn't put, like, I have my load board set up not show loads with extra stops. So these are a bunch of jackass brokers that are mislabeling loads. They're not putting the extra stops in here like they're supposed to. So yeah, that makes them like even worse loads. If you're having to, because the mileage on these are way off. The mileage isn't even close to correct, and the reason it's going to take 4 days is because you're probably going to be stopping at a new place every day. So you're going to be driving all over Florida doing local deliveries for 4 days. That sucks. See, almost every time you see a load that's paying really well, there's some gotcha to it. There's some reason that there's extra money on those loads. Now, loads in the 350, really good loads in the $3.50 to $4 a mile range, those can just be really good loads. But once you start getting over $4 a mile, there's usually something weird about the load. It has extra days on it. It has extra stops. It has weird requirements, like you have to have a short sleeper truck. Just weird stuff. Not all the loads are like that, but a lot of them are. But 113 miles away from Atlanta, in Scottsboro, Alabama, there's a ton of loads that have like 10 days on them that are paying really good money, like $6,000-7,000 to go, 1,000, 1,500 miles, 800 miles. But you have to sit on the load for a long time. You have to drop the trailer off and give them like 3 days to load it, like I'm doing on my next load. I'm getting paid like $6,000 on this load. So Scottsboro, Alabama has a whole bunch of loads that are very similar to the load that I'm taking right now. So anyway, I better cut this video before it gets too damn long. Otherwise, it's going to take forever to upload. I know that I've been bouncing all over the place in this video because, I kept pausing it to check stuff and call people and do things. And just trying to give you a feel for, like, what it's like booking one of these loads. And what's going on with me. But that's kind of like what's going on. One last thing before we end this is I'll pull up the Chicago market. I got to pause this while I do that because it shows some personal info when I switch that screen. All right, this is a 250-mile radius around Romeoville, Illinois. So this is pulling up a lot of big market areas. And I had to change the parameters a little bit because I had it set at only showing loads over $3.50 a mile and over $2,500, which is my normal search criteria. I had to bump it up to $4 a mile because there were over 500 results. So this is only loads over $4 a mile, only loads over $2,500, 45,000 pounds or less, no hazmat, no teams. So there are no hazmat loads, or there's not supposed to be any in this list. Neenah, Wisconsin. I think I picked up a load out of there. Going to Kent, Washington. This is a direct. This picks up on June 1st and delivers on June 7th. So it's a 6-day load, paying $7,500. I might actually be able to get that load. I know I can get that load. Because I should deliver this load by, like, my current scheduled delivery is roughly around the 27th. So I would actually have to sit around and wait for 4 or 5 days to pick this load up. Here's another one that picks up on June 9th. So this is a direct shipper. The broker is working directly with the customer on this. So this looks like something that's being posted every week. They're posting this load every week coming out of Neenah, Wisconsin, going to Kent, Washington. It's a decent load. It's paying $4.06 a mile. Let's look and see if there's any gotchas on it. It does have, some extra time on it. It might have some extra time on it because you pick it up on June 1st from 8 a.m. to midnight, and you can deliver it from June 4th through June 7th. So, like, if you could pick it up on the 1st and deliver it on the 4th, that doesn't have any extra time on it. That's just like a really solid load. Frankfort, Indiana to Salt Lake City, paying $4.77 a mile, 10,000 pounds. Pick it up on the 21st through the 24th. Deliver it from the 24th through the 28th. Damn. Okay. So it looks like they may be, like, fucking up the mileage. What does this mean? It says low altitude mileage 2,400. I don't know what that means. Let's check the mileage. Frankfort, Indiana to Salt Lake City. 1,500 miles. What do they have it listed at? They have it listed at 1466. What the hell is low altitude mileage 2,400? I don't know what in the hell that means. Low altitude mileage 2,400. I'm confused by that. But it has a really big pickup window and a really big delivery window. I don't know if that's accurate, but if the pickup and delivery windows are actually that big, that's amazing. I can't pick up that load because I'm going to be picking up this load on the 24th on Monday. But if something similar to that is available after I deliver this load, I might hop onto it. $7,000 to drive back to where I'm at. That'd be pretty sweet. You know, take a $6,000 load there, $7,000 load back. And all of these things right here are really shitty line haul runs. Let's look at the details on one of these. They're just every line haul run I've ever looked at is just absolute crap. All miles are paid, loaded, and empty. No doubles endorsement required. Loads available daily. This freight is available any day of the week, regardless of the posted dates. Dedicated, power only, hauling Central Transport. Okay, so it's Central Transport. I've always been curious who all of these line haul companies are that we're hauling for. So it's Central Transport, and Yellow Roadway trucks and trailers. Pulling their trailers between Central Transport terminals. Load weights will vary. You must be able to scale at least 41,000 pounds on your 53-foot dry van to pull these loads. Line haul rate is paid at 70% plus fuel surcharge and toll surcharge. This is considered a forced dispatch system. We do not get to pick and choose our loads. We will go everywhere CT dispatches us. If you have additional questions, feel free to call us. This posted load fuel surcharge rate is based on the current fuel rate of the date posted and may not accurately reflect any changes since the date and time of posting. They don't have a fuel surcharge rate posted, so this is just some copy-paste bullshit. I mean, they have it listed in here as $1,020 of fuel surcharge. Quantity 1. They're not paying $1,000 a mile for fuel surcharge, so they don't have any fuel surcharge. This is all just bullshit numbers that they have in here. They just put all these numbers in to get their loads up at the top of the list. So Frankfort to Salt Lake. Frankfort to Salt Lake. So it looks like this Frankfort to Salt Lake load. Why is this one less money? Frankfort, Indiana to Salt Lake City. This one is a higher rate per mile, $4.77. Okay. Never mind. I was confused. So the other ones are lower rate per mile. There for a second I thought this one was a lower rate per mile than these, and I was like, why are they cheaper if they're a higher rate per mile? But no, this one is listed at a higher rate per mile. But these are all supposedly direct shipper freight, so these should not be reposted spot market loads. They are different agencies listing the loads. Okay. So these ones down here have it listed as direct shipper freight, And this one up here has it, the one that has it at the higher price has it listed as indirect. Neenah, Wisconsin to Denver, Colorado. Aurora and Denver are pretty much the same city. $5.15 a mile. $5 a mile to go to Denver is really normal. Even in a fairly mediocre or bad market, you can still get like $5 a mile to go to Denver. It's just that bad of a place to go. Yeah, there's a lot of... Okay, here's Plymouth, Indiana to Oklahoma City. So if I want to go to Oklahoma City afterward, I might be able to find an Oklahoma City load up in this area. $4.43 of 24,000 pounds of chemical. 835 miles, paying $3,700. So, and it's only a 94-mile deadhead to Plymouth, Indiana. So I might swing over to Indiana and grab a load going to Oklahoma City after this load. And that'll be 3 loads. If I pulled those 3 loads, so let's go through the loads that I've had, you know, the 2 loads that I have right now. Load number 1 paid like $34.70. Load number 2 is paying almost $4,000 even. So that's $7,470. And then this last one would be that Plymouth, Indiana. Where's that? Where the hell is that Oklahoma City load? Where did it go? What did you do with the Oklahoma City load, damn it? There it is. $3,700. 3,700 times 0.65. So that's $2,405. Plus 7,470. That would be $9,875. So I would have made roughly 10 grand in 3 loads. And then be heading back to the house. And I would have been out on the road for roughly 2 weeks. But it's a lot of time off. Like on this load that I'm about to pick up, it's like a day and a half of work. We'll say 2 days. 2 days of work, but it's a 7-day load. So I've got 5 days I'm going to be sitting around doing nothing on this load. So really, those 3 loads are like 1 week worth of work. But I'm having a lot of time off, which means my expenses are not going to be very high. I'm not going to be burning a lot of fuel. All right, last thing I need to do right now is I need to fuel plan. Let me pause this. All right. I'm on about a quarter of a tank, which means that I have roughly 400 miles tops that I can drive on this tank. So let's search Jerome. It is such a pain in the ass to type in this because every letter I type, it pauses and does a search. So I like hit a letter and I hit the next letter. The next letter doesn't like register because it's paused and it's searching. So let's do the price after Landstar's discount. Let's just do a 25-mile radius around Jerome, Idaho, where I'm at right now. Holy crap. So the price I'm paying after discount is at the Flying J here is $3.50 a gallon. So let's check. Let's spread this out to 100 miles. No, I don't want to sort by proximity. Let's go to lowest price. So it looks like some Loves are actually $3.48 a gallon at Loves. So it's looking like Landstar gets a flat 26-cent a gallon discount at Loves and a flat 25-cent a gallon at Pilot Flying J. And that's off the cash price. So the total discount at Loves, you get 5 cents off with cash price. So your total discount at Loves is 31 cents a gallon. And your total, 31 cents a gallon. And then at Pilot Flying J, I believe it's 6 cents a gallon off for cash price. So it's 31 cents a gallon total discount at Pilot Flying J as well. So flat discount, 31 cents off cash price at Loves and Pilot Flying J. And then everything else is variable. All right, let's check Salt Lake. Come on, it is such a pain in the ass. Okay, so all right. So they have weird abbreviations with this, and if you don't know the abbreviations, you're not going to be able to find the city. Salt. Is it just going to be LK? There it is. Salt LKCY. Still 100 miles around there. And getting some much bigger discounts. So Evanston, Wyoming. This is the Flying J that I stopped at last night. This is actually the Flying J that I stayed at last night. What do we got? So Fort Bridger, Wyoming. $3.25 a gallon. Damn. The thing is that I'm going to be sitting for 5 days running the APU. So I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to be able to make it over to Fort Bridger. So how much is the Flying J? So Ogden, Utah, Salt Lake City. This is the Flying J. Looks like all the Flying J's around Salt Lake City are going to be about $3.44, $3.45 a gallon. So the Flying J that I'm going to be staying at over the weekend is about $3.44 a gallon. But once I start heading toward Chicago, Fort Bridger, Wyoming, I can get fuel 20 cents a gallon cheaper. So if I need to, put some fuel in, you know what I might actually do is, since I'm going to be staying at the Flying J all weekend, is I'll probably put in like the minimum that it requires to get a shower, the 50 gallons, 60 gallons, whatever it is. I'll throw in 50, 60 gallons of fuel to get a free shower this weekend. And that'll be enough fuel to get me over to cheaper fuel. Let's think here. Okay, where's the map at? I've got a map. Is this the map? Let's switch this over out of satellite view. I think this is the map from that I'm going to be, this is the route I'm going to be taking. So, let's check fuel prices in Nebraska. So let's look at North Platte, Nebraska. Because I know Cheyenne, Laramie, and Fort Bridger, all those places are roughly the same price in fuel. So let's check North Platte, Nebraska. I wish you could search down an interstate, like a route, come on. Shit. Is it just going to be in? Like in? And then Platte? Yeah, there it is. This is what one of the things that is like insanely annoying about Landstar's thing right here is that like you have to have an idea of how they abbreviate shit to be able to find anything. All right, so Ogallala, holy crap, yeah, that's a lot cheaper. Let's look at 250 miles. So I'm not going to be taking the I-70. Oakley, Kansas. This is where I topped off fuel on the way in. Alda, Nebraska. And Ogallala. So I'm going to be driving through Ogallala. I don't know where in the hell Alda, Nebraska is. Let's search this address and see if it's off of the 80. Yeah, it looks like I saw Interstate 80 right there. Where's it at? TA at Grand Island. So it's just past North Platte and Grand Island. So Nebraska is probably where I'm going to top off fuel. Anything right around $2.70 a gallon after discount is a really good price right now. So let's do one more search of a 250-mile radius around Des Moines. Make sure I do Des Moines, Iowa, and not Des Moines, California. $2.09 a gallon at a Casey's. What in the hell? I would probably call them and verify this before I went there. This is probably out in the middle of nowhere. Nope, it's right off the 80. Damn. $2.09 a gallon. And that's just right before Lincoln, Nebraska, before Omaha. That I'm saving like over 60 cents a gallon. So let's math that shit out. If I get 150 gallons there times 0.6, $90. I'm saving $90 to fuel up there versus the TA at $2.70 a gallon. You know what? Look at the price right there. It says pump price is $2.099, and the pump price at another station $3.099. So it might actually be $3.099. Unleaded super diesel. Diesel's $2.99 a gallon. Price is updated an hour ago. So yeah, that price is wrong. Very wrong. So just completely forget that stupid crap. So Oak Grove, Missouri, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be driving through Oak Grove, Missouri. Yeah, not going to be going near Oak Grove, Missouri. $2.56 a gallon though. That's really cheap for right now. For what fuel prices are right now, that's a really good price. Missouri, 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 Missouri. Let's take this down to 200 miles. I wish there was a way to just, instead of sorting by mileage, to either sort by interstate or route or state. Oh, you know what? There is an option to sort by state. Search Iowa. Let's see if this pulls up everything in Iowa. Oh, this is Iowa, Louisiana. How in the fuck do you search by state? Let's try Oklahoma. I don't think you can search by state. Let's go back to Des Moines, Iowa, and let's do a 100-mile search just to get an idea of what fuel prices are like in Iowa. Shit, man, Missouri is still all over here. All right, $2.75 a gallon in Brooklyn, Iowa. $2.85. So if I top off in Nebraska, am I going to be able to get Brooklyn, Iowa, $2.75? There it is. All right, so if I top off in Grand Island, actually, you know what? Omaha, Nebraska. Because I got fuel in Council Bluffs, Iowa on the way to Oklahoma City. Let's do a 50-mile search around there. Right here. This is where I got fuel. So yeah, I'm going to want to get fuel before then. Let's go out to 150 miles and Grand Island is probably... Yeah, this is a TA at Grand Island. It's $2.73 a gallon. So I'll top off at the TA at Grand Island. That's the last cheap fuel that I can get on my way towards Chicago. And then on the way back to Chicago, I can hopefully make it all the way back into Nebraska. Or I don't really know what direction I'm going to leave from Chicago. But I should have, let's see here, Alda, Nebraska to Romeoville, Illinois. 600 miles. I should have half a tank whenever I leave Chicago. I should have approximately half a tank whenever I leave Chicago. So that'll give me a roughly 600 mile range. And that's a pretty damn big range. It puts all of Missouri within range of me. So if I'm going to be taking a load across Missouri, Missouri has cheap fuel prices. Kansas has cheap fuel prices. Nebraska has cheap fuel prices. Iowa has reasonable fuel prices. Last time I was up here, Janesville, Wisconsin, the TA there had reasonable fuel prices. So as long as I'm not going east, almost everywhere north, west, or southwest within 600 miles should be reasonable fuel prices. I'm not even going to bother searching Illinois because Illinois, you know what? Let's do it. Let's search Illinois because Illinois has crazy fuel prices. But let's see. I haven't really done a lot of searches on Landstar's fuel discounts. So Janesville, this is the TA in Janesville, Wisconsin I was just talking about. $2.84 a gallon. That's a 31 cent per gallon discount. That's decent. That's not very good though. So there's Wisconsin, Wisconsin, Wisconsin. So here's Bloomingdale, Illinois at a Speedway is $2.74 a gallon. You'd have to double check that price though. These the prices on the the majors, they don't seem to be very accurate. Sawyer, Michigan. All right, I'm going to have to shorten this up to 50 miles around Chicago. I'm pulling in all kinds of states. So Gary, Indiana, $3 a gallon. Channahon, Illinois, $3 a gallon. Porter, Indiana. Lake Station, Indiana. Hobart, Gary. Wilmington, Illinois, and Moni, Illinois. Joliet, Illinois. So 310, 311, somewhere in that area, around the Chicago area. Yeah, that's still not like crazy, but it sucks. So that's the plan. That's what I'm going to do. We got our fuel route. We got all our plans. I'm going to chill out and relax and then go to sleep, wake up at like 1:30 a.m. and then head over here to this place, get back into the dock and wait for Jacoby to show up. And then I'll drive over to the truck stop at the Flying J there whenever I get rid of this thing. And I'll figure out if I've got enough fuel to get to Fort Bridger. And if not, then I'll probably just end up getting like 50 or 60 gallons of fuel there at the Flying J in Salt Lake. And that should be enough to get me over to Nebraska. And it'll also get me a free shower. So I should be at about somewhere in the area of a quarter of a tank when I'm there, and then 50 gallons will get me up over a half a tank, or up close to a half a tank, and a half a tank should get me to Grand Island. Was it Grand Island? Was that the place we were going to get fuel at? I think so. So that's what's going on with me. That's the plan. Let me pause this and see if I got an email response. Yeah, Elaine replied back and said, "Sounds great." That's all she replied with. So we're all good to go. I've got the rate confirmation, the loads assigned to me, and we're all good. And they shut down that business park at 6 p.m. So, like, really, if I don't feel tired and I don't feel like doing anything, I could go ahead and just like drive over there right now, and I would get there around 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m., and that business park should be desolate overnight. There shouldn't be anybody going in or out of there, and I could back in and wait for him to get there in the morning and then head over to the truck stop. But I think I'll actually just go ahead and stay here. I want to try to avoid hanging out at a business park like that for a long period of time. The reason that it's not a good idea to like park in an area like that is because they don't have any kind of facilities. There's no restroom. There's nothing. So if you need to do something, you're going to be forced to like do it outside, or you're going to have to, I don't know, maybe you have a shit bucket or something, but I don't want to be in that position where like I'm going to be taking a crap in the bushes out in front of a customer and they're going to catch me on their security camera and they're not going to do business with Landstar ever again. Like, I don't want that to circle around back to me. I don't want to put myself in that position where there's going to be an email circulated off of some security camera footage. So I prefer, if I'm going to be staying somewhere for a long period of time, I prefer that place to have facilities, because you never know when you're going to have to go. And especially with me getting older, I have less and less control over that. So I don't know. That's probably a topic you don't want to hear about, but that's just like, that's one of the main reasons that I don't like getting to a customer and hanging out at a customer for long periods of time if they don't have any kind of facilities. Now, if they have a facility there, then yeah, awesome. I don't mind hanging out at a customer. But yeah, it's just, anyway, I should end the video. This video is actually longer than the last video. I said I was going to make it a short video, and it's actually turning out to be longer than the last one. So I'm going to end this, get it uploaded. My internet connection here is actually quite awesome, so this one should upload pretty quick. So thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.